I'd say at the core of the last work has been a big creative process between Jorg and myself. Obviously, me looking at things from more of a game development side and Jorg looking at things from the character script side. But there's been a huge amount of crossover in the whole process. And then bringing those other parties into the mix, obviously at different stages we've had like the concept art with Mick.
I felt that in this world of like infinitely scrolling thumbnail menus, it's difficult to stand out. You know, everything looks the same. So I wanted to make sure that our game looked different from all the other ones. And the way I felt I would be able to do that is by working with a really original artist. But then I also realized that most artists these days use the same references. They go back to the same Sid Mead, they go back to the same, etc. They go back to Mick McMahon. And so I approached Mick because I absolutely adore his work. And not only is Mick an incredible artist, but he's also, you know, he's one of the founding artists behind Judge Dredd, which is one of the most seminal British exports. And also it's one of the most seminal pieces of dystopian satire. And since that's technically what we're making here, I thought going to Mick would be amazing. And the fact that this man in his mid-70s agreed to work on this game has been an absolute godsend. I love him.
You didn't have what it takes to join the Youngle family. I'm sorry, cuz. The cobot will show you to the door.
Skew? What's going on here?
You know, we've been back and forth chatting ideas with Mick on the potential of different tools, weapons, characters and so on. And then obviously us, you know, showing Mick like the progress of taking that into 3D and actually, you know, getting a little bit of his thumbs up really, which was an excellent feeling when, you know, Mick actually saw and believed that, you know, something that he'd done as essentially a pencil sketch initially, then becoming something that's fully actualized 3D version.
Skew? What's happening?
Want me to zap him?
No! He could blow!
Hang on a second. Are you saying his thought's just gone nuclear?
Please, for the love of God, don't fart!
Did you think it would be real? I thought it was a mad genius. Just half a click from walking around naked shouting in the street. The idea that anyone could make a game about this, played like this, with these ideas and these themes.
It's very bold. And when things are bold, it's hard to see them.
The depth of it, I think, you know, when the layers started adding to it, I was like, wow, this story is amazing.
Yeah.
And now having seen the finished product, well, I'm so happy I said yes to that crazy Jörg.
This is end-stage capitalism. It's the end of the road. I've seen hell. We are in hell.
It came to me in 2014 when I walked into one of my local supermarkets, and literally overnight, all of the staff had been replaced by those sort of robot self-checkout machine things. And the staff that I'd previously gotten to know enough to know that either they had kids or that they were like looking to date or whatever, all these personal little snippets that you get out of, you know, when you buy a lemon or whatever. They were gone. There were only two of them left. One was in front of one of those sort of cigarette curtain, sort of iron curtain things. And the other one was by those robots, waiting for them to break down so they'd press the Windows reset button. And I was like, shit. Overnight, people had been reduced to assisting a dumb machine, when in fact the dumb machines were supposed to be assisting us. And that role reversal felt wrong to me. And then I realized that it wasn't just happening in the real world. It was happening with the way we express ourselves, with the way we communicate with each other, the way we're meant to communicate with each other through social media, etc., etc. And I said, like, I don't want to be this attention-seeking data pack. I refuse to be reduced to an assistant to the algorithm for Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg's platform, instead of allowing me to stand on top of it, for them to force me to hold it up with bullshit, meaningless content. And if I don't do that, it will crush me and flatten me? Fuck no.
Be the kitten that gets the milk. Be the sperm that gets the egg.
I think we're living through something similar to the Industrial Revolution in terms of the scope and how it changes people's lives and changes people's world. But I have to, just so that I can get out of bed in the morning, believe that there is something human on the other side of that.
Human connections.
Right, exactly.
Hopefully will never go away. Hopefully that on an enormous scale we'll do something together.
Yeah.
And positive. But in the game too, it's in the end, it's an emotional connection that will save the day.
And I don't think maybe naively, and maybe I don't know enough about technology, I don't think you can synthesize true human connection. I have to believe that, otherwise let's all just go home and go back to bed.
We weren't all in bed before, just to make it clear. That's just a euphemism.
No, it's all right, we can tell them.
Okay,
I think
right, fair enough, sorry.
I think it's time.
It's not that weird.
It's really weird.